We're live at Saturday Coast Pen Days again. Got a little selfie stick thing because I guess the last video was all janky. We'll let some people broadcast in. Got the cameraman, Paul, over there. He's putting some tools away. He's working on a little notepad project. He's going to be doing the live cast for us. He's going to be doing the cameraman work. Since I'm gonna give him the stick here in a minute. Got a couple other projects going on. We'll give you a quick overview of that stuff. You guys saw the build that I'm working on for Elliot, the purple Evo. It's getting pretty close. Let's go ahead and flip around. It's in the front office now. Just brought it up here because I'm doing some other stuff in the back. I don't want to get it all dirty. The stick kind of makes it a little bit difficult, but it's coming along nicely. Pretty much everything is done on it at this point. Got the tires, got the stabilizer on. I need to bleed the brakes. Got his bar pad, custom embroidered bar pad on there. Got the graphics done for the fender. It was kind of a pain to do those. It's a chrome effect purple vinyl. And the stuff is really thick and really difficult to work with, but got that going. He likes purple. He wanted a purple bike, so here we go. The white GTR is still here. Guy hasn't paid for it yet. Got some stickers on there, obviously. You guys kind of been seeing this one kind of go together in different modes along the way. Got the Jet Pro pipe on there. The signature syndicate sticker for our riders. All custom lines everywhere. Had to make a throttle cable for it. Other than that, that's kind of going on. We have a new, the other build that you guys have seen, the other Evo build with the case read 60 on it. That one's also coming along. I told Nikolai you need to stay away for a couple of days. He's starting to bug me. He's probably watching right now. He's going to come over any minute now. Working on his stabilizer system in the front. Got his some graphics done for him. Got to bleed the brakes. Do some other stuff. Motor's coming along. Everything's pretty much there. Just waiting on some polishing to come back for his air filter and his starter. And Jet Pro just sent the prototype pipe over, which actually belongs to Mr. Neil in the UK there. And he is gonna his is end bleed. The other ones will be silenced. But again, they're coming along. They got the tires on them. The cables are all wrapped up. This one also has a vapor. I've seen a lot of guys that are talking about this. Mr. Paul, the cameraman, he actually came up with the idea a while back, and had one in the shop. We're looking at ways to do it with the wiring and such. There's a lot of stuff going on there. This bike here lends itself. You won't see any wires on my bikes. Just kind of the way I do it. If it's not clean, I won't even bother putting it on your scooter. So that's how we're doing it over here. That's Paul's build box for his Evo. It's currently apart. Here's his other box. This is all going to powder. This is the Robert Paulson Evo that you guys have seen that had we did speed runs with, and a notepad frame that he grabbed off my shelf and said, "Hey, what are you doing with this?" I said, "Not much." He said, "All right, well, I'm gonna buy it from you, and I'm gonna send it out and have it painted." All right, cool. So that's that going on. Oh, I guess I'll flip it back around. We got Elliot's other GSR that you guys saw in the very first live feed. It's going together slowly, but he's not in a hurry for it. These are going to be showcased at a car show here coming up in September. So they have no plans to ride them as of yet. They're just kind of going together. Coast Pen hollow axles throughout. And when I say hollow, if I can get the camera to do it, there you go. It's hollow. Hollow in the front as well.
Shot flashlight through it.
You can actually see the cardboard. It's kind of funny. Hope Tech brakes, of course. All the high-end builds that I'm doing for guys. We got Shant's GSR 47R in. Brought some wheels in, some pocket bike slicks he wanted mounted up and put on there. The GRC motos. Guys, just be careful when you buy these wheels. They only come in narrow. When you slam a 110 on the back, it looks kind of funky. There's the 110. is what the customer wants. He's on his way back home to Sherman Oaks right now, and he'll probably watch this a little bit later. So we got Paul over here. He's cleaning notepad parts. The notepad that he grabbed actually was in a fire in my garage a while back.
It was nasty.
So he's cleaning up all the parts. He's planning on taking it to SEMA.
This whole pole was just like black, basically.
Yep. So he's been scrubbing in the good old solvent tank there. You guys will notice that we cleaned up the shop a little bit. I'm gonna flip this like this a little bit. Got rid of the motorcycle lift. I put it back away. It was kind of getting to be a little bit much in the shop. So now we got a lot more room. Corey Jarrett. I think Corey's bringing down some. Bringing me a Go Quad frame today. I think he's over at Mr. Steve Hansen's house doing some grinding on it right now. But Paul just went up to go talk to Steve, the mailman. So we'll flip it back. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to showcase one of each of my riders. Every week, if we can. A lot of the scooters are in build process right now. So you have like the box from PPT just came in. We're gonna be stocking PPT ported cylinders, guys. So for guys that want them and don't want to wait for downtime or just want a motor built with porting, I got a deal going with Steve, and we're going to be stocking reed ported cylinders for head kit and piston port cylinders for head kit, and then we're also going to be offering cases from him at this point. He has a set of cases in mind right now that unless they're in the box. So hey, why don't we just go ahead and open the box? Try not to knock over my beer while I'm at it here. Hang on a second here. I'm gonna hand it off to the cameraman. Let's go ahead and see what Steve sent us here. That one's empty. Steve does great work, guys. I built a couple motors with his porting, and it's been nice to work with him. Great guy. Like I said, you can contact him directly on Facebook, or you can contact me, and we can go ahead and get. We'll probably have it in stock. These are the cases that he just did. Great work. Just remember, when you guys send parts to these guys, or myself included, try to clean them a little bit. It's kind of a weird request, but a lot of times I'll get stuff in. The guy goes, "Oh, all you need to do is just needs bearings and seals," and I get it, and the thing is just covered in grease. Well, I can't even work on it. So
you got to spend another hour cleaning it in the solvent tank just to get it ready.
So we got some cases here. There's a little notation. I'll leave that out for right now. We got SJ's #1 PPT fan. This is his t-shirt. So Brian, I have your t-shirt. This is the Coast Pet crew. I think these are, let's see what he sent here. I hope he didn't send me dog turds or anything funny. I mean, Steve, you know. All right, we got a PPT sticker. We'll go ahead and put that up on the rack here. Let guys know that we support the cause. This is my shirt here from Steve. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. I will be wearing that in our other videos. And then we got some cylinders here that I sent up to him. These are cut for head kits because you know how we are about head kits. This is a reed ported cylinder that he did for us, and he did put his name on the back. So just as the standard porting goes, these are hand engraved, autographed by Mr. Steve himself. And we have a piston port motor, a piston port cylinder here, and again the PP logo. These are now in stock here at Coast Ped, and we will be having those as soon as I send him some more. Okay, so that'll take care of that. We throw in more cardboard here, and the recycling guys love us. So let's take a look at the PPT shirt for those of you who haven't seen it. Maybe he autographed mine or something special. We'll see. It's a great shirt.
Oh, those are nice. Nice big logos.
I wonder if he used my artwork that I did for him in the back. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Hope I make a comment. Awesome, man. Be wearing that on one of our videos soon. and we'll stick that PPT sticker up after we get off the deal here.
Eric Dodge says, "What's up, Jason?"
Who's that? Oh, Eric. Hey, Eric, what's happening, man? So here's what we got going on today. We're gonna do a little showcase on the cameraman Paul's bikes. This is a small collection of his. Most of my, who was it?
It was an 801 number.
I don't know. Most of Paul's bikes live here in the shop, or they live at home at the house there. He has a Bigfoot. Some of you guys might have seen on Billet Board and on Facebook. It's called the Desert Rat. It has GG lighting on it. It's 88 out. It's got billet everything. What's it got? 29 motor now?
Yeah.
29 motor, 710 spindle. Dirt tires. He takes it out to King of the Hammers. Out when he's out working, doing shows and stuff. So if you happen to see a GoPed blasting around out in the desert races, in the booth area, that's probably him. So stop in and say hi. We're gonna start about down here. So this is an X race bike. That's actually one of my old personal race bikes. And this bike here, standard X-Ped frame. It's got a 23 motor on it. I think maybe a 26. I don't know where I think this air filter is on it. I did those a long time ago. But this is an X race bike that I personally raced. He wanted to build a freestyle scooter. I said, hey, just go grab my scooter off the shelf, man. Tear it down, throw an engine on there, and do that. So nothing fancy. X-Ped doweled pole, 88 stem, 88 short bars, some old Renthal grips that he found. They were on there, I don't know. 88 throttle lever. Just a standard Bolthy fork. He wanted to play with trying to play with wheelies and stuff like that. So basically, it's got like a 600 or 625 spindle. That's really small. The 88 third bearing. GoPed cast front wheel. This has a 88 solid billet beadlock rear and block off plate. Just a play bike, something that you don't care about thrashing on. If you take it and crash it and slide it across the shop, it doesn't really matter. It's just a play toy. So that's something that he threw together on a Saturday, actually. Santa Coast Pit Saturday. This here is kind of a cool little thing. This was something that Paul did a long time ago. We collaborated with ADA. It's filthy. It's been on the shelf. It's sat in display at my house for a while. ADA V brakes. This has a modified frame. It's a superior frame. ADA stem, 88 billet levers, clamps. It's got a very limited edition billet tube here that ADA made. They didn't make very many of them. Obviously 88 deck, 88 gas cap. Very old school tank bra.
Cosped tank bra.
Yeah, very old school. Actually, Barbara Engine Tricks used to offer to dealers that she would make us tank bras. And she made those for us. So they were just silk screen. She had the blanks. It kind of worked out. This has a center kickstand, which you don't see on too many frames anymore. That still works. This is a pretty limited edition rear wheel. This is a Cosped wheel we made.
And it is a bead lock. It does hold the tire.
Yeah, it's a bead lock. It has 3 wheels. It looks very similar to the... Oh, it's got a lot of compression still. 3 bolts in it to bolt it, and then an 88 front wheel. What's cool about this bike is that this is kind of before laser etching was really kind of getting wild. Paul was on the development team for us, and I had a fan cover done just for him. He's always kicking it old school with his Squigs logo. TGN X-Can, Rancho intake manifold. This is an LH. This LH here would keep up with piped anything. Didn't care if you had a 40 or whatever. It'd keep up with you on the big rides, if not pass you. A lot of fun. MIP temp gauge. Something that people always freaked out about. It was kind of funny.
Yeah. From the RC car world, just you normally put it over your electric motor, but the wire
gas motor
or gas motor. Yeah. So you just put it over the cylinder with a little loop wire, and it'll tell you how hot or whatever temperature is going on there.
I just happened to see on the screen Nikolai just joined. Nikolai, you missed your scooter. I guess you'll have to go and rewind after it's all done. This is Paul's other bike. Belongs to the faction, I call it. It's actually mine, but it's on permanent loan. This bike is kind of a rarity and special all on its own. When Mike Puzzi first came to the United States and brought out the Evo brand, he actually moved into the same city I live in, opened a shop in the next city, and set up shop here. He asked me to help him out with the scooters, and I fell in love with him right away. A lot of fun. It's hard to beat an active 50 engine right off the bat and a 2-speed transmission. I was like a kid in a candy store. So, little history on this bike. This is actually Mike Puzzi's personal USA bike. Whenever he was in town, I kept his scooter at my shop, and I always made sure it was tip-top for him when he came out, and we would ride a lot of miles together. When Mike decided to go back home, he left it here and said, just take care of it for me, my man, and I'll be back and we'll ride again someday. He's South African. I don't do it real good, but you get the idea. It sat and sat and sat, and we decided, Paul said, hey, what are you going to do with that scooter? I said, hey, man, why don't you go ahead and ride it? Just take care of it, maintain it. So, again, this was Mike Puzzi's personal bike when he was in the United States. Paul's done some stuff here. This was in the house fire that I had at my house. It was filthy. There's a thread on billet board.
Yep.
I think he called it Rising from the Ashes or something like that.
Yeah.
The Reborn. So we've done some changes to it, but this is still the same active 50 engine that came on the scooter. It's very, very mildly ported and blueprinted. It's nothing fancy. It gets with the program great. It's a nice ride. 88 billet gas cap, air filter, velocity stack. This is the CP Puzzi pipe. It's this pipe that was limited production. They didn't make very many of them, and when they did, they worked out great for us. So I got most all these pipes from Puzzi and Evo power boards, and we sold them. This also has a Coastped mod can. You hear Coastped a lot because, frankly, we just did a lot of stuff with these. Custom fender. This has our rear brake. This was actually part of a kit that Puzzi was going to put together and just never released. But this was one of the prototype bikes. Yes, that's a wrench, and what this wrench is here for is because there's 2 adjustments on the bike, and the adjustment requires an 8mm or a 10mm. So instead of having to pull your backpack off every time you stop or when you stop to make an adjustment or tighten something or whatever, you could use this wrench and make those adjustments. So I just went ahead and made a cool little spot for it and leave it on the side of the bike. And boy, has it saved us a couple times on the side of the road. Just for funsies, I put it out there. Again, these are 2-speed bikes. They're pretty big. Paul wanted a little bit more braking performance, so we opted and went for a Shimano Diore, which we don't make anymore, 4-pot caliper on a 170mm rotor on a custom mount. He also wanted better suspension performance. Went to a Fox Shock adjustable rebound or dampen? Both.
I think it's just dampening. It just makes the shock move slower overall.
Right. So you have this one. Then you have your ride height set here. Had to make some stuff here, special spacers to get it, and then I had to move them way out. This is the stock mounting location. That's the aftermarket, so to speak, and it kicks it out so that the shock actually sits at the proper angle to work. This also has a Coastped X brace in it that we made. This is actually the prototype X brace that we made in-house. Works great, and we're using them on the new Evos as well.
Which you saw us making last week.
We can brake parts last week. 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Boy.
So this is Paul's Evo that he rides. Currently, it's on loan again. It was on permanent loan from me to him, and now it's on loan to our buddy we call him Junior, and he currently rides that bike. He also added a carbon fiber. Can you get a picture of that? A carbon fiber SRAM EXO shifter, which is pretty wild, and a Hope master cylinder.
Yeah, it's carbon and titanium. Super, super light.
Again, he has that big foot. He's also got a no-ped in the works and his other Evos. So he has a couple scooters. He's also building a Go Quad, which is the raw one over there on the shelf. But we'll get to that another day when we do a Go Quad video. This here, again, is on permanent loan from me. This is out of my personal collection. This is what we call Night Train, and this is a GSR 40 that was built to run night. We used to do a lot of night riding back in the day. Me and my friends, we would take off and run out to Cook's Corner, the local biker bar, and we had We had headlights and tail lights and all that good stuff. And I actually had neon at this at one time as well. But this bike was built to be quiet and fast. So we have a Series 2 88 pipe, which everybody knows, oh, it doesn't work, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Works great. Just a piece of corrugated gas hose. And then I made a custom silencer for the back. So this is a silencer. The exhaust actually comes out of here. It's actually quiet. If you look at the big loop video that we did, Paul was riding the night train. So this is a 40 engine. It's got a huge Magura brake up front. It's a Julie, big rotor, 80 hydraulic wheel. Again, with the wiring and stuff, you know, trying to get the light. The battery's not connected now, but trying to get all the wiring situated and the cables and everything. This has I made this billet pole piece here, and then used a Rancho raised clamp. Guys at Rancho were really good to us. And threw me one for my own personal bike, 88 top clamp, original UMI GoPed bars. I'm pretty sure UMI made those for him. And yeah, we got dual lipos down at the bottom on the grind deck.
No, just one, right?
Just one? Oh, just one. Yep.
Just one lipo. And
this is actually a GoPed Superstore grind deck kit. I think TGN and GSS collaborated on that. Hollow axles. These are first gen hollow axles that we did. It's got a stocker air filter as well. This used to have PSWS sprocket on it, but this is one of the very few bikes that's actually doing the product testing on our new sprockets. This is actually a blem sprocket. If you look at it close, you can see it's pretty beat up. A blem sprocket, but again, that's one of the new products that we're trying to get going on. We just haven't had a chance. I know Slits has been banging on me to buy mine that I did, but better shot of the silencer there. I made my own internal guts for it and everything. I'd fire it up, but we keep them dry in the shop for fire reasons. The fire department kind of gets a little mad when we have a lot of fuel laying around. So 88 chain tensioner. All the typical stuff you find on a well-built GSR 40.
And the chain tensioner's been ball milled.
Yeah, Paul took it to the machine over there and lightened it, so to speak.
Someone's asking what brand the light is.
This is a
High Vision, I think
it's Viewpoint, and actually what's I don't think they're in business anymore, but the Viewpoints, what's neat about them is they actually run a halogen bulb like a projector would use, like your old math teacher would always be on the projector and writing stuff down and things. There is two different types of those bulbs. There's a spot and a flood. This happens to be a flood. It's a 30 watt I think it is, bulb. It's probably got battery, and we can turn it on if it's charged. Lipos tend to hold a long charge. Dean's plugs.
Oh yeah.
Now Paul's Desert Rat has LED lighting on it, and that one has a lot more horsepower than this. Is just a standard old bulb. But back when this was the bike that we used to ride at night with, that was about all we had. My buddy had Night Riders, but the batteries would always die, and they were huge, bulky looking things.
Yeah.
So
back then, LED lighting was really not what it is today, and it was prohibitively expensive. It was very, very expensive to get any kind of LED on the front of your bike, and you had to have a battery. Since there were no lipos, really.
Yeah, there was none.
Lipo battery was just crazy. So you'd have a water bottle shaped NiCad.
Like a DeWalt battery pack.
Yeah. That's a funny story. This used to actually have old DeWalt batteries.
It did.
Underneath the deck.
And for all you GoPed lovers, it does have Team GoPed Pro Grip on it, by the way.
But I got rid of the DeWalt batteries so I could have a LiPo under there. It's easy to charge, and you can just use an RC card battery charger on it.
I think the ones that you had on there was 4,400 milliamp.
Probably, huh?
So yeah, so that's part of Paul's fleet here. He'll let him do some painting and shooting and things and stuff. Some of this stuff's old, but still got a lot of miles left in it. We really like them. We tend to keep stuff. The 88 race deck, those are kind of far and few between, and believe it or not, that has a lot of miles on it. It still looks pristine.
Ton of miles.
A lot of miles.
Raw frame.
Yeah, it's raw. It's a raw frame, and again, got the GoPed sticker on there. Like to make sure that It's always represented as much as possible.
Did the frame come raw from GoPed?
It did. Actually, that's as it came from GoPed.
Carbon fiber, real carbon fiber sticker under there too.
Yeah, as a protector, and then the custom red chrome tie wraps, or
Oakley logos.
From when I was sponsored by Oakley, yeah.
Let's put Oakley on everything.
So yeah, that's like I said. And Paul's building a new Evo. It's apart right now for paint. The notepad is apart. He just blew that apart today. I think he's still got a couple more parts to clean.
Yeah.
He's going to be building that up. It's going to be at SEMA. So if you see a guy and you happen to be at SEMA, lucky enough to be there, floating around on a black chrome notepad, it's probably Paul. And he's got a Bigfoot. Check out the build thread. I think it's on his Facebook page or on Billet Board or Instagram. It's kind of been plastered a couple places. Again, GG Lighting did supplied all the lighting parts for it, and then Paul and I both did making all the mounts and brackets for it, and that thing is super bright. So if you need him, you can find him on Facebook, I think it is.
Oh, GG Lighting?
Yeah.
They're at gglighting.net.
gglighting.net. Talk to those guys. They can set you up with some of these really killer little billet LED lights that are super, super bright, super low amp draw. You can run them with a NiCad or a LiPo or whatever you have laying around the shop or the house. The Go Quad that Paul's working on is an old school Go Quad frame. It's over there on the shelf. We're going to be converting that to live axle for the races next season. He plans on racing that. He possibly might get on a stand-up. We'll see.
If you can tell, it's got a GSS Racing sticker on it. That's pretty old.
That was an old backup frame that we used to drag that to the races at every race in case the back axle broke, the front axle broke, or one got bent, or something of that nature.
What am I kicking?
It's a piece of pole. So yeah, so there's that Go Bike frame just showing up there. Some other Go Quad frames that you guys probably saw in the first video. But yeah, for today, that's going to be our rider profile on the cameraman, Mr. Paul. That's him right there.
Hey.
And we're going to be trying to showcase a different person every week as much as we can. Elliot's builds, you guys have seen kind of going together. He has another Evo. He's got a TSI and a notepad and a Pro 60. And if we didn't mind, it'd probably take about a month of filming just to get all the scooters that I have. But we'll try to showcase mine in between some of theirs. You've already seen my GTR, which we'll probably re-showcase. I don't know what else we showed them. A couple other things. I'm building a Gyro X-Ped again.
We've never gone over green bike.
Yeah, we'll do the green bike. I'm building a Gyro X-Ped again. I got all my gyro parts sitting up here. And I had to redo the forks. I had to make new forks for it because the other ones were kind of bent from crashing at real rides. It was a lot of fun. We won't be at the race coming up in October. I've had a lot of people asking me about that. That weekend coincides with the big event that goes on in Arizona once a year, Ped Fest, which is I'm actually wearing the Ped Fest shirt from 14. And we're all going to be there for that. So unfortunately, we won't be at the October race this year. Plan on going next year and seeing a lot of you guys there and having some fun. And we'll probably do a little bit of touch off on some of the stuff we're building for the races, but not all of it, just because frankly we just don't have enough time. So at this point, you guys have a good Saturday. Thanks for watching. Hopefully the video turned out better than the last time where it kept doing all this crazy wild stuff. We'll try to do a live cast from the car show if we can in September. That's gonna be a big one. And next week, probably about the same time, we're gonna have a special guest in the shop that's coming out to hang out with us for a week. He's hanging out with me for a week anyways. He'll hang out with you guys for a little bit on the thing. You guys can ask questions. It's Mark from MB Products. He'll be coming out, showing off some of his products, talking about his cases that he had made, showing them to you in great detail. And if you have questions, you can ask about stuff like that. So Mark will be here in the shop next week, live with us on Saturday, and you can ask questions and do all that good stuff. So with that, the K360s do exist. They do run. This is actually a prototype. This is actually the first prototype one that came out. Ran it on Paul's Evo. I think he did some video on that. This is not the final article. This was first article, and believe it or not, everything bolted up and it actually worked. So just a little bit too much compression for a 460 starter. They tend to blow the fingers completely off and bend the perches in half. So that's about all I got for this week, guys. Again, EvoSig on YouTube. Subscribe, check it out, watch the videos. Facebook at CoastPed. Jason at CoastPed. I did change the name because people were like, well, there's 2 CoastPed pages. I don't know what to do. So you can private message me there, send a message on the CoastPed page. Again, thanks to all the guys that are watching. Thanks to my sponsors today and of yesterday. GoPed, ADA Racing, Team Meyer, all the good guys out there. And stay tuned for us next time, and we'll see you then. Thanks, man. See you guys.